Take a moment and look closely at your thumbnail. You might notice a small half-moon shape near the base of the nail. If you see it, you might be carrying around a tiny mark that many people throughout history believed was special. And if you don't see it, don't worry at all. What you're about to learn is still interesting, because this isn't only about the half-moon itself. It's really about how small details on our bodies have sparked curiosity, mystery, and wonder for centuries. People have talked about this little shape for ages. They try to understand why it's there, what it might mean, and whether it reveals anything about someone's personality or potential. Even though it's just a small mark, some have connected it to hidden talents, spiritual qualities, and even hints about the future. It sounds surprising, right? Who would ever think your thumb could be connected to something so meaningful? But stay with me, because whether you find the half-moon or not, this is really a story about what makes each of us special in our own way. It's about the tiny things that sometimes point to bigger truths about who we are and what we're capable of becoming. So let's start simple. The half-moon shape, also known as the lunula, is that little white crescent you might see at the bottom of your thumbnail. It kind of looks like a tiny moon resting on your finger, and you may have never paid attention to it before. Some people see it right away because it's big and easy to spot. Others have to squint because it's very faint or small. And some people don't see it at all, which is completely normal. Every person's half-moon is different in size, shape, and visibility, just like every person is unique. If you're looking at your thumb right now and thinking, "I don't see anything," don't stress. Not having a visible half-moon doesn't make you any less special, talented, or unique. But for the people who do have it, many cultures around the world have created stories and beliefs about what this small mark might represent. Now, here's where things get interesting. Throughout history, people from different parts of the world believed that having a visible half-moon was like receiving a tiny sign from nature. In some traditions, it was thought to be a special mark, almost like a signal that the person carried certain strengths or gifts. In old cultures, it was even viewed as a sign of divine favor, as if the universe gave that person a little extra attention. It sounds dramatic, especially for something so small, but that's what makes it fascinating. It wasn't about being better than everyone else. It was more like saying this person might have certain qualities or inner abilities that could make them stand out in subtle, meaningful ways. Think of it like having an extra tool in your life backpack, something you might not even realize you have, but that quietly helps you navigate difficult or confusing situations. The half-moon became a topic of interest long before social media, long before modern science, and long before people understood nails the way we do now. Back then, people looked for signs in the natural world, in the stars, in dreams, and even on their own bodies. They tried to find meaning in everything, and the little moon on the nail became one of those things that sparked wonder and imagination. It's amazing that something so small could create so much conversation, but that's human nature. We are always looking for meaning, always trying to understand ourselves better, and always curious about what makes us who we are. So what qualities were believed to be connected to the half-moon? The first one is intuition. Many traditions taught that people with a clear half-moon had stronger gut feelings. They could sense when something wasn't right or when a decision needed to be made. It was like having a quiet inner voice that speaks just a little louder than everyone else's. These individuals were thought to have a built-in inner compass that helped them find clarity in confusing situations. Another belief was that people with a half-moon had a deeper connection to the universe or a higher power. This didn't mean they were mystical beings or spiritual leaders. It simply meant they might feel more connected, more aware of their purpose, or more in tune with the bigger picture. You know that feeling you get when you look at the stars and suddenly feel like you're part of something much larger? That kind of quiet understanding. Some cultures also believed that people with a visible half-moon were better at understanding patterns and solving difficult problems. They were seen as the kind of people who could look at a complicated situation and figure it out faster than others. They might understand things quickly, think creatively, or notice details others overlooked. Natural talents like empathy, artistic ability, or problem-solving also came up in older beliefs. It wasn't that these people were guaranteed to become famous artists or world-class thinkers. It was more like these skills might come more naturally to them, or they might find themselves drawn to these areas. Another interesting belief was that people with this mark had a strong moral compass. They could sense right from wrong with clarity, even when things were complicated. These were the people others went to for advice, not because they were perfect, but because they seemed to understand situations in a calm and steady way. They were also believed to be natural leaders, not loud or controlling leaders, but the kind who guide others quietly during difficult times. Along with leadership, patience was another quality often mentioned. Some traditions believed people with half moons had deep patience, the kind that helps them stay calm even in chaos. And there was also a belief that they were good at maintaining relationships. They could communicate well, handle misunderstandings, and bring peace into family or social situations. Another belief, although not proven scientifically, was that people with visible half moons had better overall health or lived longer. This doesn't mean anyone should rely on a nail shape for medical advice, but it shows how much meaning people placed on this little mark. It served as a reminder that health matters and that our bodies tell us things in small ways. With all of these beliefs, it's important to remember something. Having a half moon doesn't mean life will be easy. People with this mark still face problems, disappointments, and challenges like everyone else. The difference in these stories is that they were believed to have an inner strength they could tap into during difficult times. Think of it like having a hidden extra gear that activates when life gets tough. But even that requires effort, patience, and self-awareness. Nothing works automatically. A big part of the half-moon story is the idea of responsibility. If someone has certain strengths, the belief is that they should use them wisely. They should help others, guide people who are lost, and do good things with the qualities they have. It's like the universe giving someone a gentle nudge and saying, use what you've been given. And even if you don't have the mark, the message is the same. Every person has something valuable inside them. Everyone has strengths, talents, and abilities that make them unique. In the end, the half moon is less about magic and more about self-discovery. It's a reminder to look at yourself closely and ask who you are, what you care about, and what gifts you can share with the world. It encourages people to make better choices, build meaningful relationships, and follow paths that feel true to them. And even though some beliefs connect a half moon to health, the most important thing is to take care of yourself no matter what your nails look like. So whether you have a clear half moon or not, the message is the same. We all face challenges. We all have moments where life feels unfair. We all wonder who we're meant to be. The half moon is simply one example of how humans search for meaning in small places. It reminds us that even tiny details can inspire big ideas. And more importantly, it reminds us that every person has something special inside them, something worth exploring, something worth growing, and something worth sharing with the world.